Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Sesh. Today we are going to be talking about the video that I promised you guys, and that is the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star video that they did together, where everybody thought it was going to be Shane's big comeback. It didn't end up being Shane's big comeback. He wasn't even really in the video except for a FaceTime call. But Jeffree did discuss a lot that has been going on behind the scenes and how the heck the Jeffree Star Cosmetics x Shane Dawson makeup collab ended up in stores like TJ Maxx and Nordstrom Rack. I mean, in this video, Jeffree only really talked about specifically Nordstrom Rack, and I don't know if that's because he thinks that Nordstrom Rack is like the more higher end of them all.
Nordstrom. Call it Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack is bougie. It is. It's bougie. Like, hello. They had Kiehl's there.
Anyways, you guys, he decided to address what the heck happened and went into detail about how it all came to be when he found out about this, and he was going to go in person to a Nordstrom Rack and go see if they had any of the collection at the store. So he basically detailed that when everybody started tweeting about the collection and Jeffree Star Cosmetics products being in these stores, he found out with us. Like, he found out alongside everybody else. Nobody gave him a heads up. Nobody told him it was happening. It just happened. And so he was like, what the heck? And he says that he has a few theories about what happened, and he gets more into that later on. But when he did go to the Nordstrom Rack, there it was on the shelves, the Jeffree Star Shane collection. He's like, Nordstrom has my makeup. I don't know how or why. He was like kind of freaking out a little bit. He really didn't think that he was going to see it there.
Oh my God, friend, it's here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is so crazy.
Oh my God, this is crazy, boom. My makeup is in Nordstrom Rack. Oh my God, y'all. That's so cool. What a moment.
He said he'd been calling around to different Nordstrom Racks to see if they had it, and they said that they didn't, but there it was on the shelf, the mini palette and a couple glosses as well. So he bought everything that they had, palettes, the lip glosses. And when he got home, he said that he wasn't going to actually like use any of the products. He was like, who knows what happened to it since I manufactured it. But he did want to spill some tea on what he does know kind of went down and how it ended up there. He said that his opinion at first was to be totally shocked because nobody told him any of this was happening. And he was quite upset about it. He does mention that people have been calling him out for the fact that he threw shade at Kat Von D for her product being at a TJ Maxx. And he wanted to say that looking back on that, he didn't know why he would say something like that. And he also says that he was kind of being sarcastic, but he was also in a hurt place because he had a falling out with Kat Von D. So he was hurt and didn't really like how the friendship ended between them. So he says that because she backstabbed him, he was going to be shady to her. Now, if you guys have no idea what the heck I'm talking about, Jeffree did a video once where he was going to go and buy makeup from TJ Maxx, and he saw Kat Von D's makeup collection there, and the two of them used to be friends, and he threw some major shade at people that have products in stores like this and made it seem like it was a horrible thing where, you know, brands go to die basically if your products end up here, and just was making it seem like you should be embarrassed if your products are here.
I've heard a few rumors from some friends of mine that TJ Maxx is where all my ex-friends go to die. So we're gonna have to investigate. What's over here? I'll be over here. Now listen, I was very emotional. Looking back at that, I'm like, oh my God, like why would I ever talk like that? But I was being sarcastic. We all know I have a crazy personality, but I was also hurt.
And so for Jeffree to have his products there, it's definitely like a lot of people were saying, you know, it's karma because you were making fun of people for being in the store and now you're here like, well, and him saying like he looking back on this didn't know why he said that. I mean, Jeffree, we all know why you said that. Like, you're mean sometimes. So, duh. Of course you said that. You were being shady and you have an ego and you didn't think that your products would ever end up somewhere like this. And he also tries to say that he just like was uneducated at the time at how brands ended up in stores like that, and says that now that he's been in the industry much longer, he knows that when a brand has overstock of a certain product, they will then trickle them into stores like Nordstrom Rack and TJ Maxx. The brand will either sell them to Nordstrom Rack or TJ Maxx directly, or whoever is working with them partner-wise will sell it to these stores. And then he addresses his relationship with Kourtney, saying that it obviously ended ugly between the two of them and they're no longer working together, and they had back stock of the Shane collab and they ended up selling the extra stock to Nordstrom Rack, and that is exactly how it ended up in the store. And I mean, he did try to say that he heard it's selling really well there and that the pig mirrors are selling out and people are wanting the products, but this is definitely something that people think is mature of Jeffree. Some people saying that the way that Jeffree kind of handled himself and addressed the whole Kat Von D thing, him talking previously about, you know, being embarrassed if his products were ever in here or something like that, or saying he can't relate to people that have products in stores like this, and definitely being shady. People felt like it was mature of him to address his past, which is rare for Jeffree, for him to take accountability for things. And so people were saying things like, Jeffree showing this level of understanding, growth is lovely, sounding a lot less animated and more human, feels so much more welcoming. It's great to see that Jeffree addresses his previous comments about brands which are dying and end up at a clearance store. It is also great to see that he understands his comments were made without knowing how exactly the makeup industry works. Real talk, I appreciate the fact that Jeffree acknowledged that throwback to TJ Maxx, cause like, girl, happens. You can't deny the emotional maturity glow up Jeffree has had. He's said and done some effed up, no one's perfect, and I don't condone anything he's done, but I hella appreciate and applaud his obvious work he's put into healing and bettering himself. The fact that he called himself out for calling out Kat Von D being in TJ Maxx shows growth. Regardless of cancel culture, no one can deny his makeup is incredible. Posh Spice is literally the only lipstick I ever feel comfortable wearing, and I've worn it for years. Now, I mean, at first, Jeffree really was upset. I mean, when you kind of go back to the first time that he ever really responded to his makeup being in stores, he said, I think it's time to sit down and do a video update on how this happened, and also how Morphe betrayed me by putting me in UK's TK Maxx stores earlier this year. I'm done being shamed for the lies. I mean, obviously he was pretty pissed at the very beginning of all of this, and he seems like he's accepted the fact that his makeup is in these stores, and him and Shane, regarding Shane being in this video, because when he first tweeted out that he was going to be making a video with Shane, everybody thought that this was going to be Shane's big return back to YouTube. Obviously he's been on Ryland's channel, but I mean, that's kind of a given. Like, they're basically married, they're engaged, they live together. So Shane has grown a little bit more comfortable being on Ryland's channel. But in terms of being in other YouTube videos, people were like, what the heck? Seriously, Shane, you're gonna come back? You want to be drama free? You moved away from LA. Jeffree moved away from LA, and you two want to come back together again after trying to get away from the drama? And with Jeffree's tweet, people just thought that he was gonna sit down and make a video with Jeffree, and that was not the case. It was a FaceTime call. Jeffree just FaceTimed Shane to be like, I went to the store, they had our makeup products, and Shane was shockingly thrilled to hear that people were buying the makeup still, that the products were selling, that people were buying the pig mirrors.
And they said the pig mirrors were gone and they're a hot seller.
Like, Shane was stoked to hear that people still want to buy things from him, and I'm sure it gave him a little boost to try to come back to the internet or something, because with hearing that there's a demand for something that he made or had a hand in making, I'm sure he's like, oh my god, yay, because he's had like the past year of people not liking him at all, so I'm sure he takes that as a sign of people being okay with him again. But it seems like we will be getting videos of the two of them sitting down in person together soon, because Jeffree hinted that Shane is going to be visiting him during the winter time in Wyoming. In the description of the video, he said, hey everyone, today it's time to address the elephant in the room. The Jeffree Star Cosmetics x Shane Dawson makeup collab has hit the Nordstrom Rack. How, why, and when did this happen? I go on the hunt for our products around LA and actually find some. Let's investigate this, and I also get Shane's reaction about it all. We have some bigger videos coming soon, and Shane is visiting Wyoming this winter. Finally, thank you for watching and listening. I appreciate it always. So you guys, how do you feel about Jeffree addressing his statements about Kat Von D and people being in TJ Maxx. I think it's definitely karma hitting him for those comments by having his products be in these stores. But let me know what you guys think about that and future videos that he has planned with Shane. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.